I want to bring in Fox Weather hurricane specialist Bryan Norcross. Bryan, the Marianas this morning continuing, I guess I should say it's overnight hours for them now because they are ahead of Eastern time zone. But regardless, continuing to deal with some of the worst and the strongest impacts of this typhoon.
Yeah, as we speak right now, as a matter of fact, the eye is going over Saipan and Tinian. Here I'm going to show you, take a look at, first of all, the stats on this thing. And the incredible part of this is the speed of forward movement of it. Look, 5 miles per hour, 145 mile an hour top winds, just down from 150. When this thing actually made approach, it was at 150. And by the way, you might hear it referred to as a super typhoon. A super typhoon is a classification that begins at 150. So it was super Typhoon Sinlaku. Now it is just Typhoon Sinlaku because it's dropped below 150 miles per hour. Pressure super low at 920. But it's that slow forward movement that is going to be terrible on Saipan, especially. When we look close up, you can see why. Look at the eye directly over the island. So the main island there is Saipan. Tinian is a populated island. The airport in Saipan is down here on the southern tip, and they recorded 130 mile per hour gust, was the highest gust that I've seen. But with this thing just relentlessly pounding this island, this northern part of the island is not going to get in the eye. They're just going to get pounded by the eye wall. So this is really going to be terrible there. Not that it's going to be any kind of good news farther south, but when you're in that eye wall that's just coming and coming and coming and coming, and the thing is only moving 5 miles an hour, and this is a big typhoon. A typhoon is just the same thing as a hurricane. It's just what they're called in the world on the other side of the Pacific Ocean. So no doubt this is a horrendous situation going on in the dark there in Tinian and Saipan. It's about 11 p.m., after 11 p.m. there on Tuesday. So this is happening at night besides. Here are the readings that we have out of that Saipan airport. You see they're in the eye or on the edge of the eye, gusting to 92. Way down here at Guam, and Guam is a good ways away, gusting to 75, and they've been even higher. This is a very large storm that occupies a big part of that region in the Pacific. But of course, the Pacific is a vast ocean, so you just got to be kind of unlucky to be a speck in the middle of the vastness of the Pacific and get hit directly by a typhoon. It happens, and it has happened before, but boy, it's amazing. Now, the other little factor here, which we can talk about in a moment, is El Niño, and I want you to notice what direction these winds are going here on this south side. So this large south side circulation are pushing winds from west to east, and what that's doing is that's pushing the warm Pacific water. There's a warm pool just out ahead of this, pushing that over toward the other side of the Pacific. This is one of the factors that goes into producing an El Niño. In other words, warm water there south of Hawaii that changes the weather pattern and can affect the Atlantic. So this is one of the things that we look at are these westerly wind bursts, they're called. Okay, here's the cone. Now, once this thing moves away from Saipan, which is going to take like all night their time tonight into tomorrow, I mean, it's moving so slowly, then you have all these islands to the north, but these are not really populated islands. They're volcanic islands in the northern Mariana Islands. This whole thing is called the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands, the CNMI, and Guam is a territory. This all up here, from Rota here on up, that's the Mariana Islands there that is actually a commonwealth, like Puerto Rico, the kind of a self-governing thing. And you see it is forecast to weaken, but again, those are volcanic islands to the north. And then it loops around up into the Atlantic or up into the Pacific and kind of dies out there in the cooler water. And there's the way the models show it, so high confidence that this is what's going to happen. But this slow movement is going to be torture here in Saipan and Tinian until this thing moves on away. And I said it has happened before. There's the Saipan and Sinlaku track. Look at this. one in 2018 and one in 2015, Sulador and Yutu, right over that same spot. It's like one of those convergence spots, like Louisiana or something there. And these were all big super typhoons. So, I mean, it's just unbelievable here. Going back just 11 years, that'd be your third time. But maybe the island is hardened in the meantime. We can hope so. Guys?
It is wild because I was looking up. I think for a lot of us, we're just not too familiar with the Mariana Islands. We think I was trying to compare it to Bermuda, right? Bermuda is this tiny little speck in the Atlantic Ocean. So you have Saipan that's about twice the size of Bermuda, but still not that big, and in the vastness of the Western Pacific. So incredibly unlucky. But Bryan, I think one of the things we also wanted to talk to you about was just the overarching concern or thought for the season, right? Because this time of year, Western Pacific, we look at it, you can get that rise in tropical activity. But how things play out in the tropical Pacific as we head further into spring and into summer could have an impact on how strong of an El Nino we see. You just talked about this, but you also were able to speak with Colorado State University senior researcher Phil Klotzbach. In fact, we have that soundbite we want to play.
But there is a lot of uncertainty. We have this phenomenon called the springtime predictability barrier for El Nino, and obviously we're right in the middle of the spring. And so basically, like, small changes in the winds over the tropical Pacific can make big differences in how robust this El Nino is.
And Bryan, I don't want to say, because we know, correlation isn't necessarily causation, but in 2023. El Nino, the onset of El Nino that year, one of the strongest that we've had on record actually for 2023, that was announced in June of 2023. In May of 2023, we had Typhoon Mawar that followed a similar path. I mean, is there a correlation? I guess what I'm asking, could Sinlaku accelerate perhaps the onset of El Nino?
Well, remember, in the spring, we're still coming out of a La Nina.
Right.
So we're still coming out of cool water in the eastern Pacific and warm water in the western Pacific, right? So it's still kind of energetic in the western Pacific for typhoons to get strong and so forth. But as you transition, and remember, the switch to warm in the east and cooler in the west is not supposed to happen really until later in the year. It's just that the hurricane season is kind of in that path. So in terms of the hurricane season, the peak of the El Nino would likely be in October, November. So, we just haven't gotten there yet. So your observation is perhaps good, Stephen, but we're still dealing with a La Nina kind of weather pattern or a oceanographic temperature pattern, oceanic temperature pattern at this point, in the cycle of things. The warm water is just beginning to shift to the other side of the Pacific.
We just found it so interesting because when you were with Phil Klotzbach, when CSU made that announcement, you talked about these westerly wind bursts, and then suddenly we see this, as we knew this typhoon was developing, but seeing how it could have impacts. It's one to watch, but yeah, Saipan seemingly to be a magnet. Thank you for coming on today and talking to us about this in the Western Pacific. Certainly one to pay attention to. Fox Weather Hurricane Specialist Bryan Norcross, appreciate it.